Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my very messy desk. Today I would love to invite you guys to join me for a nice and relaxing craft therapy session. Craft therapy, if you are not familiar, is a series of videos that I started here on my channel a few years ago. And the purpose is just to get together to just create something for the joy of creating, for the joy of process, without worrying about the end result, without necessarily wanting to complete some project, just doing something, even if it's the most basic thing like gluing papers down, which is what I'm going to be doing today. So if you would like to join me, then maybe grab a drink, maybe grab some project that you would like to work on, and let's spend a creative, relaxing hour or so together. So what I have here is my no-sew journal, which I started the other day, and I will of course have the first video for this journal below for you guys. But basically we did one page of this accordion style no-sew journal. So as you can see, this folds out completely, but the other side is not decorated yet, and this is, I think, what I want to focus on today, because it's just so relaxing to glue all of those different pieces of paper together and create this nice collage effect, so that when I get to a given spread or a given page, I have something nice to kind of start me off, to start me off with whatever I want to do with the page next. So I'm going to be working on the reverse side of the journal. Now technically, so I have my front cover, and technically when we get to the end, this is going to be a cover for like the other side. So I could do something similar where I have more like a statement piece of, like, this is a fussy cut rose, something like that. But I don't know if I'm going to do it today, because this is my first journal of this type, and I don't know if I maybe will want to add some more pages to it. So then this of course would not be the cover, but the cover would be somewhere further along. So I think I'm just going to collage over it. Oh, let me glue this little bit down. So I think I'm just going to collage over it like I would with the rest of the pages. And when I decide if this is going to be my cover or not, then I can decide to put some sort of like a focal point to it. Alrighty, so also what I have around me, other than my gigantic scissors, is I have an assortment of different papers. Some of those are the same that I used here on the side, so that this still has a feel of a cohesive journal. This is still the same journal, just the other side. But I also grabbed some other pages. I have this graph paper, which I probably tea stained. I don't know if it's picking it up on camera, but there is some gold here. And then I have just a more normal graph paper. This was some ledger that I also tea stained. And then I have some of those like other book pages that I did not use in the previous video. So I have some nice typewriter font with the pink elements, which would match. I kind of feel like my accent color is definitely pink for this journal, like among all of the neutrals, and maybe also a little bit of greenery. So I have this one. I have these ones where I think maybe some of those text pieces. This is a nice creamy paper, quite thick, and there is this illustration on the back. So I don't know yet what I'm going to be using from all of those different papers, but I guess I just want to start gluing things down. So let me unfold this as much as I can. Am I in frame? Yes, so most of this that I have here is in frame, and I think I'm just going to start attaching those pieces to the pages. I may run out of glue stick, so I am going to have to pause and look for some more. I did a small order of glue sticks recently. My favorite glue stick is this one. This is my Magic, well, I believe the brand is called Magic. This is the same as my wet glue that I love using. I believe this is a Polish brand, although I think I had a comment one time that someone was able to find it on Amazon. But any glue stick that works will be good enough, or if you prefer wet glue, that's fine too. Although with wet glue I would be careful about some of the pages that I personally am using in this project, because I am using some vintage book pages, some do I have my bone folder? Some vintage book pages, some more fragile paper, and wet glue has a tendency to just seep through these pages and leave markings on the front of the piece. So that's something that I would like to personally avoid. Let's go with this. So I'm going to do a mixture of blank pages like this. This is a piece of brown paper, just packaging paper, that I think I used as a cover for my desk when I was doing some mixed media, some coffee staining, and so it has something on it, but not very. Those are not clear stencil images. There is a little bit of a flower here, which I love, but it's basically quite, I would say, quite messy. And so I like how it adds interest to this part of the collage. Okay, do I have any more? Yes, any more of these pages, although this is so, I love this edge, to be honest, so maybe I will grab a piece like this and glue it here so I don't cover this edge, and then maybe let's go with some graph paper. Is this too white is my question, because everything else sort of has a cream tint to it. Maybe this one. Oops, I think I lost my, here it is, my piece of book page. Is this piece too small? It is. So we are going to use it for something else. Let's perhaps do this. Yes, I like it. So I am definitely going in with rather larger pieces of paper so that I can cover the backgrounds as quickly as possible. And then when I am decorating the individual pages, when I work in this journal, I'm going to go in with my smaller scraps and other pieces of like collage and decoration and embellishments, and just sort of build on this base that we are creating with those larger scraps here. And again, like last time, I'll try not to fold these pages too early. I really want to give this glue time to dry completely, so I don't have any wrinkles that are not necessary. So how are you guys? How is everyone? How are you doing? Have you ever made some glue? Have you ever made a no-sew journal like this? Or are you going to try it? This so far, I obviously just made one video so far. This is the second process of me working with this, but this has been so fun and so relaxing. And yeah, I have been loving this process. Okay, I think I actually do want maybe a piece of this graph paper like this. There is a little bit of see-through quality to this graph paper as well as this one. Maybe it's even the same. No, it's not. This one has blue grids and this one has gray ones, but I don't mind it. And if I do mind it later, then I will just cover it up with another piece of paper. So I need to remember to take some water breaks when filming, because it is still very, very hot. When I am filming this video, we've had a few like 30 degrees days here in Poland, and it's pretty much fall already, so I don't like it. I do not enjoy, maybe some of this. I do not enjoy heat, like in general, but especially not in the fall. The fall is supposed to be my sort of time to finally be able to rest, to breathe. I really don't like heat. So a perfect temperature for me would be probably like maybe 18 or 15 even degrees Celsius, where I can perhaps wear a sweater and it's still warm, but it's definitely not hot. So it's interesting because today it's like 30 degrees and it's supposed to be 13 tomorrow. So we've also had those rather abrupt and big changes when it comes to the temperatures. So I'm not sure what's going on with our weather. How about this one here? Or maybe, yeah, maybe let's go maybe upside down for something different. So I've had some ideas about what I would like to do with this journal. I'm definitely going to be trying to add some pages, not in this like accordion style, but some pages between the folds, between the pages of these spreads, I guess, of between the pages of this journal. And because this is a no-sew journal, I'm going to try to figure out how to attach them without binding them my normal way, which would be with some thread and needle. So this is going to be interesting. I also just really want this journal to be very interactive. So I want to have all the different types of flips and flaps and things that you can move, and maybe some pockets and maybe some tag spots, things like that. Okay, let me just see. Oh, I used this book page, and I also had some flowery ones, so maybe to keep this cohesive. Let's see if I have more. Okay, I have this one. And do I have any paper with those flowers on? And even if I don't have it here, oh, I have this little piece, so I can definitely use it too. Oh, so maybe I will have some bits of yellow on this side because I have some yellow paint, I'm guessing this is, on this book page. There's some yellow here, a little yellow flower. So maybe this will be nice. Perhaps like this. So definitely want to kind of take advantage of the fact that this journal will not end up, I don't think so, an alligator mouth, because there is no one spine where all of the pages are bound to. So I believe I can build on the pages to my heart's desire, make it as bulky and as interactive as I want to, and then just probably figure out how to tie it all together with a piece of string or a piece of lace or something like that, so that it does in fact stay close on my shelf. And one advice, if I can give you guys, is definitely what I would do differently is I would probably, well, choose for my base, for this base that I am covering up, I would probably choose some less vibrant patterns, because through a lot of those pages that I am using, I can still see it. Now, when I cover this up, this is obviously not navy blue, but it's still there. So I guess it depends if it bothers you. I use this washi tape because it's so vibrant, and it's not usually a color that I gravitate towards when I am using washi tape. So I thought that maybe a little bit of this. So I thought that it would be nice to just use it up here. Okay, so perhaps something like that. I do want to use this piano paper because I also had it on the other side, and I love the texture that it's adding. So my sort of focus when it comes to crafting, at least for the rest of this year and the first half of the next one, is I'm going to really try to intensely use my stash, use what I have, perhaps grab for things that I don't use in my crafting very often, like washi tape, for instance. I don't think I've used in my collages, in any sort of like collage pieces. I don't think I've used a lot of washi tape in those, but I have a lot of washi tape. So perhaps that would be a good, just a good idea to start using it up, because I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but around the middle of next year. I don't yet know when exactly, but we are going to be moving. And the thing is that I have a very full craft room. My craft room is so full of all the different crafting materials that I have accumulated for years. Perhaps like this, and maybe something like that. And I could perhaps leave some of this. I'm just thinking, I also have this piece of Edith Holden that I did some modeling paste on. So perhaps I would actually use this here. Yes, I like it. And again, it has this pink undertone. This is probably one of the distress inks or oxides. But yes, we are going to be moving up probably around maybe July, maybe earlier next year. We don't have a timeline yet, which is great for planning. But my goal sort of is to not add to my stash. That's you know, that's something very important to me right now, because I love all the pretty crafty stuff and stickers and papers and washi tapes, but I don't want to make this move more difficult. So first sort of goal is not to add to my stash, and the second one is use up what I already have and maybe reach for those things that I don't usually reach for because I either forget they are there. I don't know if you guys are like this, but for me, when I don't see something, it might as well not exist. I just completely forget that it exists, and thus I never use it. So I want to sort of look through my stash more regularly, I suppose, and just find those hidden treasures. Oh, this is a nice edge though, so maybe I don't want to cover this up, so let me put something underneath. How about one more like piece of this there? Oh, this is very pretty. And then I could have this here and maybe something there. Let's try this. So I would like to do a sort of a regular audit, if you will, of all of my crafty things, and yeah, just use those supplies that I haven't touched in a long time, and just use up things, because I also tend to work whenever I'm doing my projects. I tend to work with what's already on my desk, because of course I can see it, because I can easily reach it. So I want to make an effort to maybe put more variety of things on my desk. If this is what works, I'm just going to remove some of those pieces of the modeling paste, because I had quite a thick layer and it's not very pleasant to touch. But yes, maybe this is the tactic that will work for me. Put more things on my desk. I don't want to cover this beautiful blob here. So how do I do it so that it doesn't look too blocky? Something like this, perhaps. If you guys have any tips for using up your stash, then please let me know, especially like using up things that you often forget that you have. Or the other thing, because this has definitely been a problem for me for years, is that I just hoard things because they are so pretty and precious, and I don't know, maybe they were expensive, or maybe they are vintage and hence one of a kind. Whatever the reason might be, I am a hoarder of things, and I'm going to be seeing those flowers through here, so I think I will just use a piece maybe like this, and then collage over this side. Just don't want to cover up too much of the flower here, so maybe slightly shorter. So I have whole boxes of things that are just so pretty, but also, you know, so what if they are pretty, if they are being held in a box and I rarely ever look at them? I think I would much rather have them in my journal, and which I flip through quite regularly. So this is the mindset that I want to work on, and just use those things. Also, maybe not with vintage stuff, but with hoarding things like let's say stickers or washi. Oh, I have a little bit too little here, but that's okay. With hoarding things like that, I found that sometimes when I finally get to using the given thing, it's not my style anymore, and I don't like it anymore, not as much as I liked it when I got it. And if I used it then perhaps, you know, then perhaps I would have made a better use of that. Wait, where is my, this is the fold of the page, so maybe something along these lines. Yeah, because I want to be careful not to put my pieces like too little over the edge of the page, because then I think it will be easier for them to come up. This is a piece of a beautiful English-Chinese dictionary. It was very, very kindly gifted, some pages from it. And this is one of these things, you know, I've been using it so sparingly because I don't want to run out. But then I sort of, I'm happy to have it here, where I will see it more often, where it can be a part of my creative journey. Okay, so this one will go there, but let's see, what could I have here? I also have this piece, just really pretty. This, I think, yeah, I can see the flowers through this. So let me grab for something a bit thicker, maybe again some of this music paper. This is one of those maybe like this. This is one of those types of papers that's going to be consistent throughout this journal, because I also used it on the reverse. So if you have never tried this type of project, I definitely encourage you guys to try, because it's so, I don't know, it's so like low pressure. Just pick some papers, not too many probably, so you don't give yourself decision fatigue, but pick some papers, tear them into pieces, not too small, so that you can work quite fast on it, and you don't spend hours upon hours. This way perhaps. Hours upon hours just covering this space. It's very nice, and it definitely works with this motto of using up my stash, because I am using all of those larger bits of scraps. Again, I usually, because I work with what's on my desk, I usually have this little box of scraps, and these are my like medium and small scraps, so this is what I reach for. But I have so many book pages and so many printed papers and other assortment of papers that I could be using, and I just don't reach for it. It's going to be very pretty here. So we are almost at the end of this side. Just nice, and we are only 30 minutes in for the video, which is just really good. Oh, that reminds me that I need to take a sip of water, so let me just put this piece here. And let me take a sip. Alrighty. So I literally just have this remaining panel. Now, because I'm not working on any very like large patterns, maybe I could use some of this graph paper. Oops, more this way, yes. Well, okay, this little piece is still visible, but that's fine, because I can then go with perhaps this book page and maybe do a little bit of a torn edge on both sides. What do I have on the other side? Maybe I prefer this one, because it does have a hint of pink here. Yeah, let's use this side. And in a moment we are going to be folding the pages, and we can do a flip through of this side, and I'm very curious to see how the individual pages and spreads turned out. Maybe let's do it upside down so I actually have some pink here and here. And I don't want to cover up this whole bit. That is sort of an overhang from the cover. Perhaps some of this, well, not to cover the pink now, since this is what I wanted to have here. Maybe like this. And something for here, so let me look at what we have kind of in the neighborhood. This maybe. Oh, I forgot I wanted to keep adding this piano paper here and there. So maybe here. Just for a cohesive look throughout the journal. Alrighty. Oh, the last piece. Okay, what do I want to do? Do I want to perhaps add more music paper? Where would I need to tear it? Somewhere here. A little bit like that. And that. I love it. And I just ran out of glue, but I think I have enough for those few final pieces. Definitely want to cover the blue of the washi tape. Okay, I think that's good enough. Right, and so while all of this is drying, let me just see maybe about adding some more of this piano paper somewhere, maybe here. I can see that I've started with those large pieces, and then here in the middle and towards the end I actually gravitated towards slightly smaller pieces. Also, I think this is my only piece of brown paper on this side other than the cover, but I think that's going to be okay. We can always add more pieces of brown paper when collaging. This side up. When collaging later. Okay, so let's give this a couple of minutes to dry, and in the meantime I think I would like to clean these edges. Now, how do I do it so that it fits on my desk and in a frame? Something like that. Hope that I don't cut anything vital. It doesn't have to be perfect by any means, but just more or less. Okay, let me see this here. I think this could use a little bit of trimming as well, just so that those pieces don't lift up as easily. And now the top side. Something like that, a little bit here, and then a little bit there. Okay. Oops, excuse me. So let's start gently folding those pages. Oh, this one isn't stuck at all, it would seem. So let's fix that, especially because it is in a space where the pages are going to be folding. So I think I'm going to start with the other side. So this one still has a little bit of time to dry. Although, do I know which side I should fold these? I'm thinking somewhat like, because, okay, so this goes. No, I think I'm going to get lost if I don't fold it right now, sort of as I go. So let me actually use, because this is my cover, yes. So because I used, because I used a lot of papers and some of them were quite thick, this is going to be a little bit hard to fold. Also, as you can see, this page tall, and so I can see the washi tape underneath, but that's okay. So let me first fold all of those, and then we can get to, yeah, so some of them are definitely tearing, and I think I will find some washi tapes that match this sort of aesthetic, and then, yeah, okay. So there's a lot of, it would seem, a lot of strain on some of those, but we will fix it. And this one, maybe I'll just tear so that it doesn't go over the fold. And then I just feel like I need to work this a little bit, and it should be fine. So this side is fine. Some of those need to be glued down more, but that's okay. Okay, let me grab some of my washi tapes. So I have maybe something here. Maybe a little bit of this, maybe this one, definitely going to be reinforcing them with glue. How about here? Do I want to use any of this? Maybe so. And perhaps some like one color. Or maybe this grid and a bit of this grid. So let's go about fixing those edges. Oh, this one I don't need. Let me see. So again, I am going to help this washi tape with some glue. This one is done. So let's put it aside. Do I have a little bit left here? Yes. Probably a little bit. So let's give this a moment and let's see if this helps. And maybe I'm going to add a little bit of this one here. I love this one. It has like little numbers written in pencil, something like that. Some of this paper is coming off, but that's completely fine. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I think it works. No, it's not. Again, it's not dry yet, so I shouldn't have done that yet. Need to be more patient. So for this one, maybe I could use a piece of this text. Oops. Oh, now I tore it a little bit too thin. I wanted to kind of go over the edges quite a lot. Oh, this one is very sticky, so maybe I don't actually need more glue stick. And I love that washi tape is this layer which is semi-transparent, right? So we can still see what's going on underneath it. And then let me grab a piece of this one and sort of add it here, maybe a little bit in like a crumpled way, so we can add some more texture. Okay, so I took a little bit of break, so I wasn't tempted to keep closing it while the glue was still drying, but I think I managed to fix some of those edges. So I think it's a bit of a learning experience in that the more papers you have on both sides, and obviously I have a lot because I have like collage on this side, collage on this side, and also the washi tape and the papers underneath, so my base. So the more you put in, the more strain there is on those like little spines of your pages. So definitely something that I am going to take into account when I make my next one, because I definitely want to experiment with this more when I complete this one. But yeah, I think all of the pages are prepped. Let's have a quick little flip through. So this is how the journal front is looking right now, and we have those pages to work with. And yes, some of those papers are like coming up a little bit, but you know, this is a junk journal. I don't mind those imperfections. I'm going to be embracing them, and if I find like here that something needs more glue, then I am just going to add glue. Now, glue stick to me is not the most reliable adhesive. It was definitely the quickest one that I could use in this project, so I didn't like spend hours. I could probably use maybe matte gel medium as well, which should work with those thinner papers, but glue stick was just so thick and so quick, and I honestly don't mind just having to come back to some of those pages and add a little bit more. So that's this side. I love it. And then we come to the end, which may or may not be our second cover. We will decide when we get to here, and here starts our second side. And I love those pages. They look so fun. There is so much already going on. I love them. And then we come back to the cover. And so here is a quick look at this side of the journal, and then this side of the journal. And yeah, I think I will start working on this one just because, well, I have a cover. So I'm sort of treating this as my beginning, and we will see what we come up with when we get to it. Like I said, I already have some ideas. I was also thinking, would I like to add some machine stitching? But maybe not at this point, maybe to some of those pages, because this, like, there is no clear division between the two pages. This is like one big spread, which is fine. But let's say sometimes I want there to be more like two separate pages. I could just go over with my sewing machine, like over one of those. And it shouldn't be that difficult because I can fold this journal quite a lot, so I think I would be able to maneuver it in my sewing machine. But this would give me a nice border where I would just, yeah, it would just sort of differentiate between the two spreads. Okay, so thank you so much, you guys, for joining me today. I am having a lot of fun with just experimenting and doing something that I've never done before. And this is, I guess, another maybe like a theme that I would like to have for my craft. Let's add more glue. That I would like to have for my crafting, which is just go outside of my comfort zone and do things that I've never done before. Because previously, like when I was doing, this was my job, basically, my small business, and I was doing a journal for my Etsy shop, and it was incredible, but it didn't leave me much time or much like peace of mind. I didn't have the peace of mind to just sit down and experiment. I would rather like do something that I felt comfortable with, and now I want to break away from this a little bit more, and see where we end up. So this is, even if this is like this chunky, it's still going to be like the size of a normal journal, and it should be quite even on both sides. So this is a really cool format of a journal. Okay, so again, thank you so much for joining me for this craft therapy session. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you had a relaxing time, and I will see you guys very, very soon in the next video. Bye!